Welcome to the deep dive. You're probably feeling it too, right? Like the whole AI landscape is just shifting constantly.
It really is. Feels like trying to keep up with, well, something impossible sometimes.
Exactly. So our mission today really is to cut through some of that noise. We're using insights from a recent AI podcast.
Right. Trying to get to the bottom of one big question.
Yeah, are AI and humans, learning to work better together, or is it becoming more of a competition?
And the source material had some, well, really compelling examples, things that straight away show you how complex this whole thing is.
Okay, yeah, let's dive into those. The podcast kicked off with some pretty eye-opening stuff, like in U.S. healthcare.
Oh, the cancer detection?
Yeah, AI software hitting, what, 97% accuracy?
Really? Well, that's incredible.
It really is.
Yeah.
I mean, just think about that. Accuracy we just can't achieve with human eyes alone.
So what's the real significance there? Is it just the number?
Well, it's the potential, isn't it, for catching things way earlier, giving doctors this incredibly powerful assist, like a second pair of eyes, but super powered, identifying tiny patterns we might miss.
Exactly. And that could mean, saving lives. Huge implications for patient outcomes.
Okay, that feels like a massive plus, a huge benefit.
Definitely.
But then the podcast shifts gears, talks about a big German car company.
Ah, yeah. The one replacing 500 workers.
Right. With AI-powered machines, that paints a completely different picture, doesn't it?
It does. And it points towards that broader trend, automation.
Businesses chasing efficiency, productivity.
Which, inevitably brings up those tough questions about jobs, about the future of human work. We need to adapt, clearly.
And then, just to make it even more complex, there's this story from Lahore.
The teenager.
Yeah, making like $2,000 a month, just using free AI tools to write YouTube scripts.
That's such a key example, though.
How so?
Because it shows the other side. AI as this democratizing force, almost, giving people tools.
Tools they wouldn't normally have access to, creating opportunities.
Exactly. New ways to earn money, regardless of, where you are or traditional barriers. So you've got displacement.
And empowerment happening at the same time.
Precisely.
Okay, so this really gets to the heart of our deep dive then. Based just on these few examples, is AI looking more like a threat or more like a benefit?
It's definitely not a simple answer, is it?
Not at all. Feels very mixed.
And as we look deeper into what the podcast covered, some of the more, let's say, challenging parts really come into view.
Right, here's where it gets maybe a bit darker. The source starts digging into trickier stuff, like fake AI images.
Oh, yeah. The Pope picture was the big example they used.
The one in the fancy designer jacket, it looks so real.
Scary real. And that really throws a spotlight on, how hard it is to know what's real online anymore.
Verifying information is getting tougher.
Much tougher. And the potential for manipulation, for spreading disinformation, it's significant.
And it's not just pictures. The podcast talked about voice scams, too.
Yeah, the case in China. Someone lost, what was it, $600,000?
Because scammers used AI to clone a friend's voice perfectly.
That's just terrifying. It weaponizes trust, doesn't it? AI makes these scams so much more believable, so personal.
Mimicking voices, maybe even the way someone talks.
Exactly. Exploiting that trust we have in people we know. It's a whole other level of deception.
And then there's the whole legal side. The New York Times suing OpenAI.
Right. Over using their articles to train ChatGPT.
So AI learns from stuff humans made, then makes similar stuff itself. What's the core issue there?
It's all about intellectual property, really. Who owns what in this new landscape?
How do creators get compensated if AI learns from their work?
Yeah, big questions about the value of original human creation. Really fundamental stuff.
So after going through all these different angles, the good, the bad, the complicated, what was the main takeaway from the podcast source?
Well, they seem to land on the idea that AI itself, it isn't inherently good or bad.
It's a tool.
Exactly. A very powerful tool. And like any tool, it all comes down to how we use it.
Human intention, responsible use, that's the key.
That seems to be the crux of it. The danger or the benefit lies in our hands, basically.
Which brings us back to that big question they posed. Can humans and AI really work together? Find that collaborative sweet spot.
Or are we drifting towards what they called a silent digital war?
It's a pretty stark way to put it.
It is, but maybe it's useful. Because if we bring this back to you, the listener, it makes you think, doesn't it, about what skills, what mindset you need in a world where AI is just everywhere.
Right. It's not just passive. It's not just about watching it happen.
No.
So maybe the real question for you right now isn't waiting for a final verdict on AI.
Yeah.
Maybe it's, how are you getting ready? How are you preparing yourself to actually engage with this technology that's shaping, well, pretty much everything?
Yeah, thinking about how you want to interact with it, not just react to it.
Exactly. Food for thought.